Hello. We're
Hello.
live. Yes.
Are we?
We are. That's interesting,
Yeah,
right?
live. Where? Wait.
It's weird
like-
not
where?
having a game. I have to I'm just going to look
Yeah.
at the screen that I'm recording
It's
with,
just gonna.
which means I need to look at
Wow.
myself, which is
Okay.
suffering is what it is.
Okay. Wait, I'll tag everyone so we can get recognition for life.
I need them early views so I feel like I'm doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Wait, I should probably mute this the thing because it confuses me.
Oh yeah, no.
Just
It will
just feel
it
two
auto
of
moves
you.
it for me. Just sweet.
Ah, that's
Well, I should do. I should have had a hashtag one in the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a
wow.
series of things.
oh wow, it's a series.
It's gonna be a series. Ooh.
Ooh.
I hope
That's-
this other voice recorder works because if it doesn't, I can't put it on Spotify. That would be
Oh
annoying.
no, that's not good.
That would be sad. Because it's
That'd
the.
be very sad.
Oh, hello, hi, welcome everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the first edition of Pod of the Positive Light.
Wow, instant anime effect here.
Insert happiness and joy. Oh wait, we ran out. My bad.
Well, no, this is supposed to be. It's called positive light. We can't not have any positivity. Come on,
Alright, woo.
you're missing. Okay, woo! I love school. It makes me so
Yes,
happy.
the first topic is school. Wow, everyone loves that.
What's 1 + 1?
Oh boy, I can't wait to be so positive about this
Oh,
subject.
yeah. Oh my god, it's Ipsy again. Ipsy's always here. He's always watching.
That does
It's
not
always-
sound creepy, and it is nice to
he's always watching us.
always watching,
Yeah.
always ready to lurk in the shadows.
Ipsy, what do
Listening.
you like about
Okay,
school?
okay, listening. It's
Wow,
alright.
I like school.
And that's the end of the stream. Bye.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's 4 people. Since when are there 4 people? It's
What?
scary.
I'm getting my recording stuff, streaming stuff versus 0. So I'm
Okay,
glad I'm getting this feedback.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone.
Hello, everybody.
For like
Hi.
the 5th time. Hi. Okay.
That's how I stream. I always repeat hellos. It's hello,
Like, hi.
hiya, and welcome.
Hi. Hi.
Hope everyone's
Okay.
having good evening,
Good.
day, morning, night, whatever time
Moms.
zone or whenever you're listening to this. I hope you're having a good time and a good day.
Yeah. I hope
We-
you're eating nice food.
I hope you're eating a nice chocolate cake. If not, then good luck with your
What if
diet.
you're vegan?
Well, if you're vegan, then my apologies. I wish
You
you
can't
could
have
enjoy a
it.
nice chocolate cake.
But you can't.
But
Well, I mean,
that's-
it's vegan chocolate cake, so like.
Well, you're the one who said it.
Well, shh.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of food, school food sucks.
Get a haircut, hippie. Thanks, Bryn. I'm talking about school, okay?
He can be
I'm out.
whoever he wants in school.
I can be a hippie if I want.
What's
Just
wrong
I dropped
with
out of
that?
school
Drop out of school because your hair is bad.
because my hair's bad. Oh no, you were lying earlier when you said it was nice.
No, okay.
no, what?
No.
What?
Remember, like when there was non-school uniform day, and everyone like gets really excited because it's non-school uniform. You can actually wear your own stuff.
Well, when I first went to secondary school, like our school uniform used to just be like a jumper, right? And you know
Yeah.
that was great because you can take it off, you know, during summer. It's super easy,
Mhm.
and it's it's cozy and it's just great. But then, adults,
Adults.
like the
That-
teachers were talking to parents, and they didn't like the uniform. It wasn't smart enough. It didn't represent
yeah,
the
I hate- it's
school
like-
well enough, you know.
Yeah, it's like, why does it need to be smart? Like, why do you?
Right.
Why?
Just because my brain ain't smart doesn't mean I have to look smart. You know, it's meant to
Yeah.
make us better, perform better because we look smarter.
Yeah. And
So we
it's
got
so
like
stupid.
blazers and ties and
Ugh.
all. Yeah, right. Ugh, it was just the
But
worst.
my school originally had ties, but everyone kept tying them around their heads, so they had clip-on ties now.
Oh well, yeah.
tried-
No, we had clip-on ties because No one in
We
our
tried
school
to
could
rebel.
do a tie. Jesus,
But I
we
feel
weren't bright.
in like every other country, there's just no uniform unless it's like private school.
Yeah, like,
I don't understand.
it was like
why?
moving to sixth form. It's nice to wear your own clothes.
You have to write about school uniforms.
God, really?
You have to write about them. You just gotta like assess them. But it's all like, wow, so we all look like one. But like,
We're united.
my school's defense is like, oh, well, people can't make fun of your clothes, but like you
Yeah,
can change your clothes.
Yeah.
You can't. You can change your clothes, but if people make fun of your face, you can't really change that, can you?
Yeah.
So, like,
Smack. I was
So
gonna say
literally-
that they're gonna make fun of anything else. You know?
yeah. Like it's, I don't know. It's just
And
I would rather.
they'd still
people say,
find
like-
a way to make
Yeah,
fun of
exactly.
your clothing. Because like, oh,
But, like-
nice shoes, nerd.
But I'd rather be like bullied for my clothing than my face. Because like your
I'm
face.
being
is-
bullied either way, you know. I'm not good looking and I got shit clothes, you know. I'm getting bullied
Well.
somehow.
You don't have your Gucci shoes.
I got my Rolex watch on, you know.
No, that means that everyone's gonna bully you. Oh, and then like on the school trips where you go in like.
Well, you get to wear your
school
own.
uniform.
No,
Really?
normally,
We have to
yeah,
ask.
no. Normally you get to wear your own. Well, it
It's
depends on
because
the
like,
trip.
oh, if you run off, then we know who you are.
yeah.
It's like, wow.
Get some
Oh my
like
God.
20-year-old dressed up in the school uniform. Yes, free education, baby. Let's go.
Wow. Oh, I remember this one time we went to like the zoo, and like you know the zoo is really popular with like.
Wait,
primaries.
yeah, it's always the fucking zoo.
Yeah. So like there was this coach like next to us, and we were like in trying to insult the coach next to us. Like
Yeah.
we're doing like the loser sign, and it was great.
Oh, what makes me sad is like, think about kids today. They'd be doing like Fortnite dances and shit.
Yeah, I Fortnite dance unironically sometimes.
No.
When I get excited, I'm just like, hey. It's like
Hey,
it's
why
an
not
im-
devalue myself as a human being for a short amount of time?
what? That's,
No, not
this
really.
is less deep than everyone expected. Everyone expected us to like.
I thought it was gonna get depressing real fast. It will.
I-
Stay
it
tuned
will.
for depression talk.
Stay tuned for depressing. Well, I mean, like,
Well, it's
Oopsie
part
has
of the
heard my
part of
depression.
the positive light. It's gonna be happy. It's gonna be cheery. It's
Part
gonna
of
be
the
calm.
positive light is saying that not everyone's positive sometimes. Unlike like Buddy, I don't think I've ever seen Buddy not positive.
Buddy is a one of a kind gem who is always happy and
Mm.
cheery, but then that is also concerning in a way, which is like.
Oh, it's
mm.
Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Dennis is also very cheery, but I don't know. I've seen Dennis.
I love
and I
that,
don't-
but
And I'm just like, wait.
this isn't about school. It's about Dennis now.
Dennis. Let's talk about Dennis. So, no. No. But yeah, Dennis. Shout out to Den. He's really nice.
Follow him on Twitch, please. He's good.
Please follow him. He's very positive. I remember when Dennis was like setting up his Twitch, and like I was walking home from school. See, I'm linking back.
Still linked, everyone. Still school.
He was like messaging me like, "Does this banner look good?" I'm like, "Yes." Oopsie, we know you like Dennis. We'll give you a whole podcast to say how much you love Dennis. Like,
That can be like podcast number 2.
Oopsie.
Pod of the Dennis.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
I like the whole reason we started this podcast today was because I had a subject I was supposed to talk about, and I have completely forgotten what that was. I
It
felt
was
like it was
school.
important. I felt like
It was
good.
about how messed up GCSEs went, wasn't it?
Something like that. It was about
And about how school makes you sad and how you should have your mental health over.
yes. We were
School.
talking
Yeah,
about
see,
the T. You're very good at
I'm a
remembering.
genius.
School. I wasn't good at school because my memory is bad. I didn't revise at school. I was one of those kids. I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't misbehaved, but I wasn't a smart kid. You know, I didn't revise. I didn't try as hard as I should have, and I know that now. But I was so like demotivated. You know,
Yeah.
school, it wasn't good. I wasn't happy, and it was really bad for my mental health. Like, I did my best to like come across as okay, but like I just wasn't okay for like the longest time. And that's
Yeah.
why all of a sudden, as some people in the stream might know, I just disappeared. I just left, you know, and didn't really say anything. I just dropped out, you know, and I moved on to something else.
Yeah, but it's about finding what's good for you at that time. Like, if you feel like you need to drop out, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that maybe at the moment it's just not working for your mental health, and you need to put your mental health.
It's like,
yeah, that like revising for so like the amount of pressure school puts on like revising is so bad. Like, you shouldn't be waking up at 5 a.m.
Gee, yeah, I was like I was talking to friends, and everyone was always so stressed and so unhappy all of the time. Like, they'd play it chill and be like, haha, you know, they make it a joke, but they were dying and suffering, and there's me like, okay, I don't revise. I'm, well, quote unquote happy.
Tests
I wasn't happy anyway, but you know. Well, you know, at least I wasn't dying because of like the revision. I wasn't overworked because I didn't let that happen to me.
Yeah.
You know.
But like, tests they don't test your knowledge like they claim to. They just test how many facts you can stuff into your brain the night before the exam and splurge it out onto a page.
Right.
Like,
tests.
Literally.
During like the exam season, I always got ill, and I had the worst runny nose. You could know. It was awful. I remember sitting down and not being able to focus on what I was supposed to be doing because my nose just leaked, and I had to use my sleeve, and it was the most disgusting thing. And it was like, by the end of it, this is so gross, but my sleeve was just covered in it, like snot and shit, and it was just like, and I know how bad it was, and I was like hiding, but it's hard to hide when you're in the very middle, you know, in the rows. It's like, hi, my test is slobbery. I didn't do anything, you know.
Like, you know, when you're sitting in the exam hall, you need to like cough. You're like, please don't make me cough in front of everyone.
Right. That like having to hold in a cough and like nearly die.
Yeah.
It's like, those environments just aren't good. You know, what's that? When are we gonna do that again in life?
Yeah, because I remember like in year 9 we had a like science test for triple science, and like I like walked into the hall. Everyone was so nervous. Like, everyone had revised for 2 months before, and like the night before I didn't get like any sleep. I was too busy like talking to someone because I'm stupid. And then like I got in and I just panicked.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like everyone just feels like everyone's staring at you, and it's just like a horrible feeling sometimes.
Like the pressure that is put on you, because you're locked in the room, everyone else is there. You got people like fucking. You got not teachers, but like, I don't know what they're specifically called.
People that stare at you.
You know, like the elderly people that walk by with their really squeaky shoes.
Yeah. They stare at you.
They're like, oh, no. I don't know why, you know, suddenly I'm in a prison, I've got guards walking around me like, you cheating boy. Like, no sir, I swear, it's all my answers. Slips like a piece of paper. Put that bottle down, it can't be on the table.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just like, yeah, I think they do need to spread things out more. Like, everything just happens all, like, literally, GCSEs, you just 2 years, and like every lesson counts so much.
Right, miss a lesson and you're fucked. That's a whole chunk of extra work you gotta do.
Literally. For like the history exam, like if you miss like one topic is like half the test. So if you don't know anything about that topic because you were ill for one lesson, then you've just lost like half your marks.
Yeah,
so you have to learn everything, and then half of the stuff you learn doesn't even come up.
Yeah.
So
you waste so much time learning stuff that won't come up, that you won't use again. You know?
Exactly.
Like, another reason I left school was because everything I was learning within the lessons, I didn't feel like I was going to use them, and I wasn't interested in learning more about it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather leave and actually do an apprenticeship and learn some practical skill that is going to learn a valid trade that will then go in to a job.
And you can like get a job early.
It leads into a job, you know. If I get an apprenticeship, they're gonna hire me at the end of it, you know. It's like guaranteed work, and then when I do get it, I'm also getting paid on top of that.
Yeah.
Like, like the hours, I get proper hours, and it's like I basically get, as soon as you get the apprenticeship, it becomes as if you're working, which is kind of shit, because that makes you feel like you lose a bit of like, you don't get summer holidays, which kind of sucks. You don't get holidays. You become a proper adult, which kind of sucks. But like, that's gonna happen eventually. So
yeah,
you just better embrace it
like
early.
my form tutor was saying about like how apprenticeships are better because they like get you into work quicker,
Mm.
and like people that go to uni, they're coming out at like 21, 22.
With
and, like,
no
yeah,
work
they have-
experience, which
Yeah.
people want. They want you to have work experience.
Mm.
You know, yeah, I went to school. Is that work experience? Nope.
Yeah.
Well, this kid fucking, has done 10 jobs while you were wasting your time at uni. Well, not wasting, but like I know so many people. Well, not so many people, but there's so many people that have, like, gone to uni. They don't use the qualification that they get.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, my cousin was
Just-
offered a job in Germany doing like something that they really wanted to do, but they didn't take it, and now they're not using like the qualification they learned that took them like
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. That's like so much time if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
just, yeah, and like school just stress. Like I was doing like well, like I could remember stuff, and then like my mental health kind of just like crashed and burned in the ground, and I had like no motivation to do like anything. I felt like really like dead.
You stay in school for such a long time.
Yeah.
That is just tiring, It's just like you lose that interest in anything that you're doing because you've done
Yeah.
it for so long, It's just the same old thing every single day. Going to sixth form's kind of good because they quote unquote, teach you're like an adult apparently. They treat you like an adult, kinda not.
Yeah.
Just a little bit better, but like
Yeah.
it ain't a podcast with a sip of hydration. You got that right. Stay
but-
hydrated, kids.
But also when like the teacher's like looking for someone to like answer a question, and I hate talking. Like I say this in front
Right.
of the stream, but like because it's on the screen. But like for someone with like anxiety and for like other students with anxiety, it's like horrible.
Like I never would put my hand up. I'd sit there and know the answer. I
Yeah.
know 100% what the answer was. Wouldn't put my hand up though.
Yeah, like
I
I
just
know
do
the
like a small
answer,
fist, but I'm like, yes, I was right. When someone else answers it.
but like I know the answer, but I'm so scared that my answer's wrong, even though I'm sure
Exactly.
it right.
Exactly.
I'm just like, and if I say it wrong, then like
Like
Yeah.
for some reason I think the whole class is gonna be like, ha, Rita, to stop laughing at me because I got a question
Yeah.
wrong. There's so much, like you said, anxiety, pressure, things in the back of your head that you kind of make up. It depends on what
Yeah.
class you're in, but
yeah.
I highly doubt that I was gonna get shat on because I got the question wrong. Like
Mhm.
yeah, some people will because you always have those people in school.
Yeah.
But like, that's gonna last for like a lesson a day at most, and then it's gonna probably roll over to the next one when someone else gets the answer wrong.
Yeah.
It's just
But yeah.
how it is.
It's really, I don't know. It's so. Oh, bye, Dennis.
Oh, bye, Dennis. Thanks for stopping by. And hello, everybody. Hi again.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Hi.
showing up. This was really good, and I appreciate all the support we're getting. It's nice to see everyone active in chat and people just talking, and
Yeah.
it's a good time.
You can scream the answer if you know it. Oh no, that's like primary when it's like, oh, what's 2 times 2? And everyone's like, 4!
Yeah, that's yeah. When you're younger, you're so excited to be like, yes, I
Yeah, I
know
wonder
this
when-
one.
I wonder when that dies because it should be good if you want to learn. Like, you should
Mm,
be motivated to learn, and school should do that, but it doesn't.
right?
Like, in primary, everyone's so excited every day, like, yay, I get to learn new things.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, oh,
And you go up, and it's just like, oh, why
it's
am I
another
suddenly?
burden.
It's right. That brings me on to a good point. I didn't see school as something that I wanted to do. I didn't see it as
Mhm.
something that was going to progress me in life. I saw it as something like it was a chore. I had to get it out the way to get to
Yeah.
the day, I went to school because I had to, and it was the only
Yeah.
way I was going to get through my life at the time. It
Yeah.
just led to the weekend, and that is it. It
Yeah,
didn't help
yeah.
progress me. It didn't make me
'Cause, like-
feel good. It was just bad, and that's it.
Yeah. Because, like, the last lesson on a Friday, everyone's like, yay, we finally get weekend. And it's like, you shouldn't be like that. You should be, like, excited to,
Mm.
like, learn new things and, like, learn what you want to learn.
You don't have
because,
to
like-
be like over the moon with everything.
but you-
But like, you should still be happy at least.
Yeah. Like, just happy with school and everything.
Hmm.
Also, was like your school care like like not like nurses but like mental health people like really bad?
We had, I've never, because like I don't really talk openly about like my mental health, and I don't really
Mm.
go into that because I'm still very bad with that and very private with how I am mentally. But we did
Yeah.
have somebody who was really good at our school, I believe. Lots of people always went out and see them. Pip,
Yeah.
I believe, was their name.
Oh.
But they were really good at that, and the school system wasn't always the best, but Pip was always there to help and talk to us and
Yeah.
support us. So we kind of had some sort of system, but most of the teachers, they'd say that they'd help and they would offer, and some of the teachers were really kind and they would
Mhm.
do a lot more for us.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the worst, I guess. You just had to you had to go an extra step, But
Mhm.
then I never went out to get that support, so I'm not sure how it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was bad. Again, in comments, people have different opinions. Apparently, I thought Pip was. It seemed like Pip was good, at least trying to help, but I can't say for
Yeah.
sure since I never sorted the help. I never asked for
Yeah.
it.
Like you only went if you like forced to, and like one of my friends kind of like snitched on me, I guess. And like the woman sat me down, and like the words she said, I shit you not, was like, "Oh, I'm not experienced with mental health, but I can talk to you." I'm like, why would you hire someone that helps with mental health?
Who doesn't? Yeah, right.
Yeah, someone who doesn't like it's so ugh.
That
I
is
don't
just like.
And literally all they gave me was like a childline card at the end. They were just
Oh
like,
my
"Good."
god.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Like, of course, it's nice to talk to people, but if you're going to someone who's specifically meant to be trained in mental health, and they're like, talk to them, like,
Yeah, like,
it's a waste of your
she,
time, You might as well just
Yeah,
been
like-
learning. Might as well just been in.
She just like, I don't know. She just kind of like interviewed me and kind of interrogated me. Like, what do you do? I'm like,
Under the spotlight.
yeah.
What's this in your pocket? Oh, it's just your phone.
Yeah, and it was really, ugh. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, Josh. I hope you have a nice
Aw.
podcast. No, you can say whatever you want, Bryn. Like, it's fine, I promise. I am already having a great time, so thank you for, showing your support and stopping by. That means a lot to me. It really does, so thank you. So don't be
Hey.
sorry. Hey.
Yeah. But like I just wish that I could have carried on like how I was with school before like everything like happened, because then I feel like
Yeah.
I'd be in a better position now because I'm a bit behind.
Yeah.
Like in November I took so many days off. Like I literally just like didn't sleep at all, and in the morning I was so tired that I just couldn't.
Yeah, you can bring yourself to go because it would just kill you more.
Yeah, and like when I was actually at school I just like broke down. Like it was just
Right.
yeah. Like it was just a lot of stress, and like I don't know. But like, and then people say like, "Oh, you're overreacting." I'm like, what? that hurts.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, that phrase, you're overreacting.
yeah, and it makes me feel so bad. It doesn't help you at all.
No, it really doesn't.
It's just like, what are you trying to?
Achieve with saying that,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. It's just ugh.
Just ick.
It's just ugh.
Like, oof. That's what we get.
Yeah.
School summarized. It's one big oof, everybody.
One
for
big
sure.
oof. Don't do school, kids. I mean, yeah,
Do
please
drugs,
do
kids.
school.
Don't do school.
Don't do school.
The thing is,
Stay in jail.
school isn't for everyone. We don't all learn the same way. We don't all learn at the same pace. Everybody is different and unique. And the problem with school is it's trying to teach us one way, It's looking for the ideal pupil that will learn it pretty quickly and, early bird kind of person.
Mm,
But we're not all like that.
yeah, exactly.
We don't all learn, like, some people learn visually, some people like to be practical,
Mhm.
some people listen, some people want to do it in their own time. It's like,
Yeah.
we're not all the same, which is great, but not
Mhm.
for the school system, because they
Yeah.
treat us as if we are the same. Yes, they do their best
It's
to
kind of
do.
like a factory.
Yeah, that
It's like
is.
put kids in, get their GCSEs, and just
Pump
put
out
them.
potential employers. It is.
Yeah.
It's just factory is
Yeah.
a good
Also-
word to describe
Also,
what it is.
Uzi, you should probably not go to sleep at 3 a.m. like you always do. I'm calling you out for that. That's why you fall asleep.
Dude, I
every
gotta sleep
morning.
at 2, so wake up at like 7ish. So
Yeah.
I don't
I
sleep
guess.
anymore. Well, I
don't
get like
sleep.
5 hours of sleep, I think. So it's 5
Like, I
hours sleep
try-
every day.
Like some nights I just can't sleep because I can't sleep, and some nights I'm just thinking, and some nights I'm just like sad.
The problem with me trying to sleep is I don't want to be. I don't want to go to bed when I'm not tired because I'm so afraid of being in my own head. Like I have to. I have to keep distracted
Yeah.
because I know when I start to think, it's not healthy. Like what is in my head, it just will distress me, cause anxiety. It was gonna upset me. So like I always have like videos. So there's
Yeah.
audio distraction and visual if I choose to watch it. So I always wake up like, yes, I remember watching this science program when I was first watching about, something on some cars to like some other shit. It just, you wake up with a completely different video.
Yeah.
But like, sleeping is
Yeah.
just weird now. I don't feel like anybody sleeps well, which is bad. And I saw this thing on Facebook about like when a school decided to open up later, like an hour or 2 hours later, and the effect it had on the pupils there was dramatically, like it helped them so much.
Yeah.
Like the grades went up, they were more focused, paid more attention, they cared more people were on time.
Yeah.
Everything went up a whole nother level because they slept more, they were more well rested, more ready to learn. So if we could
Yeah.
just change the school system, just tweak it,
Yeah.
then we could boost like productivity so much. But the problem is changing the school system and time that has effect on everything else
Yeah.
because parents' routines, if they drop their kids off, if that's another hour or so, they can't have that because the kid's going to be stuck at home while they're off work. So it's
Yeah.
the whole system we have, at least in the UK, it's hard to change because it's just things are how they are and that's how they will always be unless everything changes at once. Nothing is ever progressing because we're so stuck with how it is now, and like that's how UK has kind of gone downhill a bit.
Yeah. But I think we're still luckier than other countries like
Yes,
China and
definitely.
Korea, because in China and Korea, everyone's pressured to get so well, and in America, they're constantly scared of dying, which is really stupid.
Getting shot.
Yeah,
Yep.
because like my cousin, she lives in America, and like she's like 7, and she knows about school shootings, and she's like scared of them.
Oh God, you shouldn't
And
have
it's, like,
you shouldn't have to
7.
worry about that when you're 7, right?
Yeah, like it's just.
The
it's
thing I was
supposed
worried
to be-
about when I was 7 is like, I wonder if I can build this sweet little turret without a Lego, and I should be worried about getting shot.
Yeah, I was worried about like Moshi monsters. Real Moshi
Yeah.
monsters. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
They were great.
fucking hell, it didn't.
Oh, Uzi just messaged me saying, "Can you tell Josh I love him?" So it's really
Cute.
sweet. Wow, so full.
My heart. It's been warmed.
Oh,
Also being hydrated. I
yeah,
drink so much water.
Yeah,
I
I
got,
drink so
like-
much water.
That's 2 liters, and then got another 2 liters.
I'm trying to drink more water so my acne doesn't like get worse. But yeah,
I haven't had
It's,
any acne. I've been quite lucky with that.
yeah.
Haven't
I'm
had any
jealous.
acne or like
Mhm.
spots or like anything like that. I guess
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sweaty
really
though.
lucky.
But then I just react. When it comes to heat, I'm terrible.
Mhm.
Like it could be like super cold, and like I'll put on like a hoodie, like a thin. Do I have it? Yeah, here it is. A thin ass hoodie, right? This is my hoodie.
Yeah.
Sweet logo. Well, not logo, but picture. But it's super thin. But I'll
Yeah.
put that on, and I will overheat and die. Just throw it there. I will. I'll
Yeah.
get super hot, super sweaty. I'll go outside just like this, and it'll be raining. And I'll be like, if I put anything else, I'll die. This is
Yeah.
who I am as a person. And people are like, oh, you're gonna get a cold. Like, no.
Mm.
Being like, I'm pretty sure I read, maybe I'm wrong, but like, being outside in the cold doesn't give you the cold, I believe. I'm probably dumb
Yeah.
and that's wrong, but.
I don't know. I think it's been just passed on.
Yeah, probably that'd make more sense.
That's another thing in school. Like colds pass on so quickly because everyone's touching tables and
Yeah.
stuff,
Fucking
and like they never get cleaned. It's just like, ugh. It's like-
right.
and then they blame you for being off.
Yeah. Sorry for, not spreading germs to everyone and making everybody else also off.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare you not to be in this one day?
Because your GCSE is very important. You know.
Have more pressure because you needed that.
Mhm.
So much pressure in school.
Like literally,
Why
I think I have so many like catch-up sheets that I haven't done, and that was set like 4 months ago. So it's like, so yeah, I'll just revise those like the night before.
Nice.
No,
I'm
no,
loving
just
those
get,
tactics.
yeah. But, yeah.
What I remember was, when I first joined sixth form, like we had a pack that we had to do during the summer before sixth form, and like it'd give you all the subjects you could take, and for every subject there was a project you had to do,
Yeah.
had to do. Gotta have this when you come in first day. So you put a lot of effort in because it's a whole other step up. It's sixth form. You want to make a good impression. You want to start off well.
Mhm.
They never asked for it. I probably have it somewhere now. Actually, no, I think I've thrown it away. But I looked back at it. I'm like, I put a lot of work into. For once, I put a lot of work into something that I did, and like it was actually something. One of the projects I was doing on is you had to write something that you were interested in for English, right?
Yeah.
And like layer it out like a newspaper or something. I'm not too sure. Or like an article probably. And like I tried hard, and I put something down that I was really interested in, and they never asked for it. You just wasted your time during summer when you could have been doing anything else.
Yeah.
So there's lots of work that they ask for, but they don't give it in. So it serves no value. It's just wasted time. Unless you're gonna hang it up on your fridge, but come on, you should have been grown up by now, I don't know how much stuff you hang up on your fridge when you're at this age. I don't know. I'm not judging. Maybe.
Yeah. It's just really annoying when they like make you work so hard for something and then you just never do it. And also when they're like, oh, like they talk to us about procrastinating and then they never mark our test. Are you okay?
Too much hydration. Stay
Too much.
hydrated, but right levels.
Stop hydrating.
Don't procrastinate or hydrate. Just sit on this
Exactly.
planet.
That's the way to pass.
Or like when it's like deadlines, and homework needs to be on this date. So you stay up all night and get that piece of homework done, and you're like, boom, here it is on the desk. Still dying from hydration. Some of the kids like, yeah, I didn't do it. I was like, oh, it's okay, you can add it in tomorrow. I'm like,
What?
excuse me?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Really
Fuck, you died to give them that piece of homework. Nah, another day. Deadline, deadline, smackline. Meh, it doesn't matter. It's just
Yeah. It is really frustrating.
school is a mixed bag
Pretty much.
that you tumble down a hill into a volcano. Starts off alright. Hey, when you get the ball rolling, you realize how bad it can be.
Yeah.
That's not everyone's experience. Some people really enjoy school, and that's great. It's not for everyone. But you're kind of stuck at it. You can't go anywhere. You can get private schooling, I guess, like
But
a
that's
tutor.
expensive.
But exactly, that's going to cost you a lot. And not many of us have that kind of money. You know? So what do you
There
do?
are these schools where you can just choose whatever you want to do, but they're like really expensive.
Yeah, right. It's so much. You don't have the cash. Gotta cough it up if you want to not want to die. If you want to be happy.
But it was like where they taught like democracy and stuff, and like how like this one kid was gonna get expelled, but like the whole like school voted for it, and they had like a whole like kind of mini court case for it, because it
Oh,
like actually teaches them like life skills and stuff instead of just like, oh, what's the quadratic formula? Well,
trying to like think of something I learned in school, but it's all gone.
mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Like all of that triple. Why I took triple science, I will never know. I'm not smart. I'm not bright. Like I'd admit that. Like I'm
Everyone's
below
smart, right?
average intelligence, right? But I
No,
took triple
you're not
science.
smart in school standards. You're smart in
School.
society standards.
Yeah,
'Cause-
school standards.
School standards don't matter,
School doesn't matter.
pretty much.
Fucking don't revise. Just be happy, you know. I didn't
Yeah.
revise. I got, you know, average grades. Now I'm
Mhm.
doing something that, well, I'm doing something else.
Yeah, but
I'm
as
not-
long as it
not
makes
sure
you
how-
happier.
It's better. It's not the
Mhm.
best, but it's better.
Yeah.
It's something that I feel more productive doing, and I'm not too bad at it.
Yeah.
Whereas at school, I couldn't keep up.
Mhm.
I remember sitting down, right, and everyone else being so good. They were so on point, and they did everything really quickly, and they were great and amazing. And like being like sat there when you know everybody else is in a whole nother game, and you're just trying to catch up. You're playing a rat race. You know, you're not gonna get to them. You know, and that's such a depressing, killing
when
thing.
Like when people get their tests back and they don't get the grade they want and they feel like a disappointment, it's like
Right,
why are you making people feel like that? Like it's
right.
like even if it's like a really good grade, sometimes I'll get like a 7 and I'll be like, oh, but I wanted a 9. Like a 7's still great.
I'd have
Like,
fucking died for a grade that high.
But
Damn.
I feel like I'm not good enough, right? You know, like I feel like
Because
I'm
the teacher's already set a standard that you're supposed to be at. You gotta be this good for me to care about you, you know?
Yeah.
And why?
Mhm. Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Wow. But yeah, like it just makes you feel really bad when you don't get the mark you want.
Yeah, right?
Because like you set such high standards for yourself and then you don't get them. And like, even like we had this thing, we have like a grade that we like have to get, and we have like wait, I'll take.
We aren't about UK grades, we're about just schools in general, but like, yeah. The grading system, Jesus.
I'm sorry, but yeah,
You
like,
want two different things?
yes, we are about UK grades.
We
but,
British.
But yeah, it's just like it just makes you feel so bad. Like especially when you do like a mock of like a GCSE and you do badly, you're like, what if I actually get this in the actual GCSE? And you're like, oh no.
Yeah, like it really gets on your brain. But the teacher's like, oh no, it's just a mock. You know, they either, if you do really well, it's like, oh great, you're gonna do amazing, you're set up great. But if you do really bad, they suddenly flick the switch and go, oh, it's just a mock. Oh, you know,
Yeah,
oh boy,
exactly.
it's like, oh, it's nothing, you know.
Oh,
I'm in year 8, I'm getting 6 to 7s. Damn, that's really good. Great
year
job.
8 is like the best year.
Yeah, year 8, we should talk about that.
After that, like everything just gets stressful.
I remember doing drama. Drama was such
Yeah.
a good lesson. Doing drama games was the best time you'll ever have in school.
Yeah.
For me, at least. You know,
John was amazing.
drama games, man. I miss those. So fun.
But
Miss
yeah.
being at school at the younger age.
Mhm.
You know, like, obviously now being where I am today, looking back, year 7, obviously, year 7 is when, for us at least, you transition into the biggest school, secondary, you go
Yeah.
up. So that's always going to be a bit scary. But year
Mm.
8, when you found your feet,
It's just so fun.
it's, yeah, they teachers are still trying to make you feel comfortable being in.
But there's not really
Bigger
much
school.
you can like learn.
Exactly, you're still doing kind of primary school stuff, you're still trying to have a bit of fun. So it's the best year. Then year 9 comes around, it's like kind of, you know, GCSEs, and then it ramps up from there. Yeah, I'm choosing art, geography, French, science, PE, maths, and English. I was so excited to go to high school. Oh, damn.
Yeah, but if you know what you're doing,
Yeah, no, you seem to be doing very well, and you should be proud of that. Because school is tricky, and it's always getting harder, you know? It is always progressing, and it's always evolving, and it's always changing to be harder and harder and harder, so students are better, you know? It's like you said before, Ella, it's like a factory. It's always getting a new model, something that is better than the previous year. So it is getting harder. So you should be, if you are doing well in school, you should be proud of that. Don't let other people's grades pull you down just because you might not be as good as someone else. Be happy with what you're getting and what you're achieving, because if you put the work in, be happy with the result you get out of it, because it is so hard to do well. So just hold that close, you know? Don't forget how well you are doing and be proud of that, you know? Because it is so hard. And now they've changed the system, so they've scrapped the letters and they've got numbers now. Why? Because people get bored, so they change everything. You know? Don't know why, so just be happy with what you're doing, because you're doing good, you know? It's so important. Because if you start thinking about what other people are doing, it's gonna have a negative impact on you, because being stressed about how someone else is doing, that's not good for you. You can be happy for them, or concerned and try and help them, but you shouldn't get that wrapped up in your head too much, and you shouldn't let that pull you down. I'm getting 5, 6, and 7 on all those subjects. I'm alright. Do you have grades 10, or does it go up to 9? Do we have 10? I think it just goes up to 9. You'll probably know more, Ella, since I'm past that. Old that I am. Ooh, I'm an old boy. I'm just by myself. Just a quick notification. That is gone. So it's just me now. Hi everybody. let's recap this. Welcome to the Positive Light, a new podcast series that we're starting. No idea when times are. Well, we're just gonna have a random subject. So it's just me. I think the school system goes up to a 9. I don't think we have a 10. Not too sure. Yeah. I think it's just a 9. But school is a tricky thing, right? It can be so stressful, and there's so much pressure. And it's like, I remember doing French. I'm going to kind of off topic, but like, oh, thank you for following. That means so much. Thank you for following. I'm glad that you're joining the stream. What music do you like? That question, off topic obviously, but when people ask me like, what music do you like? I like most music. You know, I don't have a favorite artist. I don't like music in general. I like bits of pieces of every genre, you know. I like rap and make my own about my life, so bullying, abuse over the internet. Oh, damn. That's pretty impressive. That's good. It's a good like outlet. But yeah, as I was saying, like when you go into secondary, you take a language, right? You have to take some sort of language up until like year 10, I believe, or year 11 when you pick your subjects. And I did do French, and oh boy, French was my worst subject. I did French in primary school, and I was good at French in primary, probably because it was a lower standard of French, but excuse me, but I moved up onto secondary school French, and I was not good. I'm so bad when it comes to languages. Sorry, just I say hydrated. You don't have to. It's only if you take the path. But yeah, in future you don't. But when you first join, sorry, I need to be flinging with something in my hands. When you first join secondary school, for at least our school, maybe this isn't the case for everybody, but you did a language. You know, Spanish or French, maybe German, depending on the school. But we did French up until year 8, 9, I believe, and then you choose your grades, and I chose like triple science and computing and catering. I'm supposed to be talking about French, now I'm going to go on catering. Okay, let's stick with French. Let's stick with the topic quickly, and then I'll move on to catering later. But I was really bad at French. And our teacher, they were a good teacher. I'll give them that. They were very good at what they did, which was teaching French. But they were so strict, which is probably a good way. But they were so strict that I was scared of their lessons. Like, I hated that lesson. I was scared of it. I didn't want to be a part of it. And if you were asked a question and you didn't get it right, you know, she wasn't very nice. And with other lessons, you can, because, you know, in other lessons, just speak in the same language. So you can kind of try and make some kind of guess or estimate to the answer. But in French, you can't do anything but just say, I don't know, you know? Or, you know, say, hi, my name is, you know, because you probably learned that and you probably remember the basic that. You know, bonjour, je m'appelle, you know, the basic phrases. But apart from that, you know, if you didn't know the answer, you were stuck. And, like, I didn't feel like I learned French. I didn't feel like I could pick up the language and feel like it was a good use of my time. So being like forced to do a language, obviously being able to do a language is great, and if you want to do that, definitely do that. Having more than one language is an amazing skill, and people learning English like as their second language has allowed me to meet so many incredible, amazing people. But for me personally, I struggle with it a lot. Trying to learn a new language is so difficult for me, specifically when I struggle with my own language. My spelling is bad, my punctuation is poor, my reading skills are quite bad. It's something that I struggled with a lot. So, got French in chat. So, like, trying to do another language on top of the language that I wasn't even good at, it's quite, you know, difficult. But, you know, the teacher was good. It was just that it stressed me out a lot trying to do that. Ugh. By the way, just curious, what part of England do you live in? North, east, south, or west? I live in the east. Ah. I did believe he was a toy. When did... What is going on in chat? Catering. I was supposed to talk about catering. When I was choosing my GCSEs, I picked catering because, like, we had different option blocks. You had like 4 option blocks, and within each block, 4 different subjects. And the system with that system is kind of, it has its perks, but you couldn't get everything you wanted, because sometimes there'd be 2 subjects you wanted to do, but they were in the same block, so you'd have to choose between those subjects, you know? So sometimes you didn't even get to do everything you wanted to do just because your school system was like, hey, they're in the same block and there's not much we can do about that until later. You know, you're gonna have to pick it up later. That's, you know, it wasn't their problem. So I picked catering because I didn't really care for anything in the 4th block. And like, I already picked 3 of the things that I felt like I wanted to do. I did catering, I did computing, I did business studies, I did triple science. So, you know, triple science, instead of, if you did triple science, that took up 1 of your option blocks. So you just had a lot more of science. Instead of having just like, oh, science lesson, you'd have chemistry, biology, 2 hit to chemistries, yep, chemistry, biology, physics. But yeah. catering, I thought it was gonna be chill. I thought catering would be, you know, a nice calm time, and everything would be alright, and it'd be a stress reliever lesson for me, and then I'd focus on the other 3 that I'd picked that I wanted to put more effort into. But boy howdy was I completely wrong about that. I went in thinking it was gonna be nice and calm, chill, and many other pupils, I believe, thought the same thing, but it was not the case. It was stressful. It became one of my most stressful lessons, which was not what the intention was. And then, like, the test we had to do, it was, well, give it to the school, it was good, well, they did, but we were timed, right? You had your prepping period, then you had your actual cooking period, then you had, like, a period afterwards, cleaning. You know, if you didn't clean up your station afterwards, you'd lose marks. And then you had to do, like, several PowerPoints and presentations, and you had to get all, like, with the ingredients, you had to make up, like, the recipe. You had to see how much it would cost if it was to go in a restaurant and find all the ingredients, and, like, put that into its own chart table that you'd get all the costs. You did a bunch of different things, you know, just for that one lesson. You'd be using skills from all your other lessons and more just for catering. So, catering coursework, there was a lot of work. Like, we did some fun things. We did, like, taste tests of different milks and cheeses and stuff. But then there was, oh my god, and then there was, like, health and safety and different bacteria. There was a lot more in catering than you'd ever think. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna make pizza and it's gonna be fun and chill. If you thought that, you were right. You'd whew. There was so much in catering, so much. So if you want to do catering, you know, if you're doing catering, you wanna be a chef, then go for it. But if you want it to be chill, yeah, no. There's a lot of work in catering. Yeah, as people are saying, yeah, one piece of coursework is 30-page required. Yep. You do these lessons thinking it's gonna be a nice chill time. And mistaken, friends, mistaken. But yeah, the thing with school is that it can be a great time. You can make friends that you're going to be friends with for years, you know. It can really be the greatest part of your life, and you're always getting told that you should treasure your time in school because you're never going to have a time like that again. You know, you're going to hit the stage where I'm kind of at now, where you lose that childhood sense, you know. You don't have holidays, you don't have all the time off, you don't mix around with your friends, you don't have as many breaks, things aren't chill, everything's, you know, school's a lot shorter, you get different holidays, and you do events, you know, so there is a lot of good things in school. I'm not saying that it's all bad, because some great things come out of school, and it helps with you socializing and just evolving as a person. You know, you kind of find a feet to who you are, who you hang out with, you know. It helps you become more of you in a way, depending on who you are, of course. But there's a lot of bad too. It weighs out each other, you know. Some people have the greatest experience in school. Others, it just rots them inside, you know. It can be really bad. School is such a mixed bag like that. Sorry, I was gonna reply. But for me, yeah, to me personally, it was not a good time. Like I said before, it wasn't so about learning and being a part of the community and, like, you know, hey, school. It was just, I need to get this done. This is something that's in my way, and I'm not gonna be able to make it to the next day, until this frame of ours is gone. You know? For product design, I remember drawing the same lamp design for about 12 weeks. Only to get told on the last couple of weeks before it was due my design wouldn't work. Died. See? Things like that. I'm so sorry. Like, that is so shit. You shouldn't, like, the amount of work you'd put into that, I bet it was immense, and you put every ounce and everything into that. Just to be told, yeah, that's not gonna work, you failed. Sorry, whip up something quick. So much like that is wrong with the school system. And the thing is, it's so much pressure on teachers, you know? Because some teachers are great and amazing, they're really kind, friendly, and they know how to teach you. Some are boring and just do it their way, and boom, one way of doing things. It's so mixed. It's so mixed. You can go to 10 different schools and you get complete different experiences. Yeah, you got the basic routine, register, be in at this time, leave at this time, blah blah blah. But there's different teachers, you know. Everybody teaches it differently. There's so many different systems. It's a mess. Sometimes it really is. You know, at least when you're working, it's like, hey, you know what you're doing. These are the hours. This is what your job is. Here's your manager. They'll tell you what to do. Boom, get on with it. Whereas school is like, oh, can you do this as well? Oh, let's put this on the side. I have some homework. Actually, no, that's wrong. Can you redo that? It's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like with this way, just example there. It's just like you put a lot of effort into something, and to be told that yeah, that's not gonna work. Boom. It's soul shattering. Yep, soul shattering, everybody. It's just, it's not fun. Did I ever tell you that I'm not doing uni anymore? No, you have not told me that. Huh. You're going to uni? I thought you were looking forward to that. That's another thing with school, is that like the end of it, like, you make a lot of friends, right? And when you leave school, you lose a lot of those friends. So it's like, that's another scary part, is that you don't want to lose connection with the people that you've grown up with. You know, like obviously some of them you can care less, they're bullies, they're mean, they're rude, you just want them out of your life. But then you have your friends that you've been around with for years, and you've gone through the worst parts of your life, you've gone through some of the greatest moments ever. And then school can really disconnect you from those people that you used to spend every day with, you know? Because it just ends, it just stops, and everyone moves on. It's a whole new chapter of their life. That's another scary thought, that like, it just suddenly is like, boom, it's over. You move on, you grow up in a way, you know? You lose connections to those you thought you'd never lose connections with. You thought you'd be friends for the longest time, but it just doesn't go the way you think it will. You know, it just, you never know what is going to happen. And the thing with school is that it is structured and there's a level of security. You know, you're going in, you got these lessons, you got maybe this piece of work, you know, you feel secure, everything is laid out. But as soon as you leave that, you lose that like safety net, that bracket, you realize how hard it is to move on, because school is a red carpet in a way. It's follow this path and we'll teach you, and you have options, but it's on the same road, you know. You don't lurch off unless you choose to, and if you choose to, like I did, you're on your own. School supports you a little bit, but after that you make the decisions. It's all on your shoulders. If you want that apprenticeship, you want that placement, you put in the work, you do the email, you are responsible. And if you don't get that, that's your fault, you know? Whereas school, You didn't put in enough work, you got a bad grade, no fault. But hey, in Zalos, you move on. School is just a weird place. Sometimes it's amazing and you're so happy to be there. Other times it's the worst and you hate it and you don't want to go back. Like I said before, it is so mixed. And it's so hard to get a grasp of what it is sometimes, you know? School did start out for me as something that it was good. It progressed me, I learned a lot. I felt like I was doing well. But as time went on, I lost that grip. I couldn't keep up with the demand. I wasn't as capable as people around me. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't ask for help because I didn't want to delay other people. Because you had that classroom of so-and-so people, like 20, 30. You know, they're all trying to learn the exact same thing as you. You know, and the teacher can only stop and ask your questions so many times until they have to move on. You know, they can't sit around and wait for you every single lesson. They can't always be there, even though they want to. You know, things are gonna move on for everybody. So after time, you just, for me at least, you slip. You just slip. You can't catch up. And then it gets to the stage where it has this effect. Like you've lost so much, your motivation, it crushes because you know when you know you can't catch up, why try? And then you're going to school because your routine says so. It's marked down on the calendar. You've got to be there. You don't care about being there for the learning. You're just there to nod your head, write something down and be like, yes, miss. You know? How are you feeling about your choice then? Worked out well so far? Are you enjoying what you're doing now? Very good questions. Thank you for asking. It is definitely better than I was. Like, I did some bad things, made some silly mistakes to myself when I was at school. It was very bad for mental health. I did some things that I wished I hadn't done. I wish I didn't think I'd ever do because of how school made me feel, you know? So moving on, yeah, picking up, like, deciding to leave and doing my own thing and being more hands-on with what I'm doing, that has helped me a lot. You know, like, I'm glad that I did that because, like I said before, school isn't for everybody. Some people we don't all learn the same way. We don't all enjoy the same things. We don't all want to be stuck the same place. So me leaving and doing like finding something new to do that I never thought I'd be good at, and suddenly just picking up a skill in a trade, it's been good. So yeah, you need to like focus on what you really want. Because yeah, there's a few stages of school you have to be in, and you have to make the best out of that. And I'm sorry if you don't enjoy that. But when you get a bit older and you get choices, you shouldn't feel forced to stay at school. You know? Stop right there in the name of positivity. Sorry. It's part of the positive light. It's gonna get real. Next time, hopefully, we'll have more than just me. We'll have a few other hosts and guests. And we'll keep it more light. But the first one, when it comes to school, it's something that's so, you know, strong for me. It's a sensitive subject, you know. It has a lot of memories that you necessarily don't want to go over, you know. A lot of bad moments, a lot of good ones too. But yeah, dropping out, it's helped me a lot. It has created new things, but like, nothing will ever be 100% great, you know. it's not gonna be the best, but you can make it as good as you can. And doing what I'm doing now, it's definitely got better than I was doing back in school, because at least I feel like I am progressing. I feel like me trying is going somewhere. The effort is well used. I'm getting told that I'm doing good and that I'm ahead of schedule. Whereas in school, I was so far behind. So far behind. It was just ridiculous. Oh, I have to go now. Good night. Thank you so much for showing up. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry that it wasn't so positive. It's because I'm on my own and don't want to get stuck in my head. I'll say that. But like, I did computing because, like, in my head, computing would be a good subject to take because everything's on computers nowadays, and learning that would be great, and that would benefit me a lot. And employers would be like, ooh, computing, this kid might be great. But like, as soon as I did a few lessons, I realized that unless you really wanted to go into that side of things, into programming or like making computers or just that whole gist of things, you know, doing code and that, or understanding how computers worked, if you went there for like specifically that kind of stuff, it got tough quick, and you had to pick it up as quick as they were putting it down, because there was so much material in that, so much. And so the people I were with, they, bless their hearts, they were good. Like, there was a lot of work, but they tried hard and they kept up with it all. So first of all, well done to them. You know, I couldn't do what they did, and some of them had such a great passion for what they were doing, and I know that some of them are still doing computing and they're trying really, really hard. So I just want to say that well done for sticking with something that I found personally so difficult. Computing became, for me personally, it lost the lesson and it just became a chore, and it just became something that mentally drained me, mentally hurt me. It just had a negative meaning. I saw computing and it just hurt my heart. It just made me feel bad. It made my day bad. It made me want to do dumb things. It just was a constant thing in my head. That negativity ticked me, and this would always affect me in a bad way. Because some things that you learn in computing, you need to learn quick. And like I said before, being left behind, always being left behind is such a bad feeling. Because you know that everyone else has already picked it up, and they're like answering questions like that, and it's common knowledge to them, and you don't know what that is, and you need to ask. But you're so far behind that, why are you still there? You don't fit in with the people that you're chatting to because they're just better, you know? They've already learned it, they've already picked up on it. Why are you still there when you bother trying? You know, it becomes such a negative thing, and it's really badly impactful on how you think, and it just is bad because it programs you to think in such a way that's going to affect you in everything you do. You know, it does get toxic inside your own head, you know. So you have to be careful. You want to do something that you know you'll enjoy, because if you know you're gonna enjoy it and you're happy doing it, you're gonna put the effort in, you'll care, the bad days won't be so bad because you'll have better ones, and you'll know you'll have better ones. Instead of this constant, it's gonna get worse, I can't keep up. And another thing in school, for our school personally, the lack of teachers. We substitutes all the time. Teachers always leaving, new teachers. We never had a structure it never kept in place. I had a tutor who also was my computing teacher and who also was my business teacher. They were three things to me. One day they left because they had a better job, something that would pay them more, that'd be better for them, that was closer to their home. So they just left. You know, they didn't want to leave us stranded, but why wouldn't they? It was better for them. So then you get a substitute teacher for a while, then you get new teachers that are supposed to be, you know, there to take over, but then they're only there for a certain amount of time anyway, and then they're going to leave again. It's not knowing who's going to teach you and what personality of teacher you're going to have to put up with that day is bad. Because every teacher's different. Some teachers make you feel really happy and cozy and safe. Others you just hate and you make you feel awful and make you feel dumb and you just want to leave. Not knowing the security of that impacts your head as well. You know, it's such a stressful thing. Yeah, I got that in GCSEs. Computing was so hard. I just spent my lessons not working, but just asking everyone for help, not really liking it all. See, great example. Because that really does affect how you think. And like, obviously, students are there to help as well, and having friends, they will help you, and that is so wonderful and so kind. I'm always grateful for those who are willing to help when I'm stuck. But you don't want to ask. Well, personally, you don't want to feel like that you're a burden to them, because they're struggling with their own things. You know, they're 10 pages ahead, and now they're learning something that you're not even close to being on. You know, you don't want to hold them back, knowing that they're doing so well. You don't want to be on their back, on their shoulder, pinning them down. You know, so it just becomes this negative spiral of, I don't like this. I don't want to be here. Someone else do the work for me, because I don't know how to, and I don't. What's the teacher gonna do? You know. Sometimes you can't even trust the teacher to help because their personality alone just sells this bad, rotten taste. You know. It's so mixed. I've said it a lot, but it's so mixed. School will always be different for everybody. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's terrible, sometimes it's just school. It's not a solid thing. New teachers, new students, new activities, new routines, new uniforms. It can change so quickly. And yet, sometimes it's so stale, it's so just same thing every day. Day in, day out, day in, day out. You know, it's... your life becomes dull. Because you know what's gonna happen, you know you're not happy, you know you're not enjoying it, but where do you have to go from there? You know, you can't go anywhere. And I like the idea that... I don't like the idea, but like... when Ella was on the stream, Alia is a factory. Some people don't care. They just... to you, some teachers just see you as a grade. You're just a mark. You're a trophy. You know, if you're doing well, look how good my teaching is. This student is great. And some teachers want to hide how well, how poorly this student is and show off how great this one is, you know? Because for some teachers, it's just grades, you know? Is my class doing good enough so I don't get sacked, you know? Some just don't care. Obviously, some teachers are really nice, so caring and kind, and my heart goes out to all of those teachers because they make school so great, you know? They give it the good image that it deserves, but there's also, like I said, it's flipped. There's one side good, one side bad, you know? There's those teachers that just, they don't care about you as a pupil, they care about you as a grade, as a mark, as something on a piece of paper, you know? Which isn't a good thing either. So it's an element of luck. You know, will you get a good teacher? Will they teach you a way you like? Will you understand what they're teaching? Is their method good for how you think? You know, is it visual or is it audio? Is it practical? Does it you know, hit all the marks that are in your brain and how you function and are as a person? You know, will they slow down if you need that? Will they come back and recap stuff? There's a lot of pressure on teachers because there is that certain standard that you need from a teacher to help you learn. And some just don't have that, and you get substitutes that don't even know the lesson. If they just follow a sheet, and that's not teaching. Anybody can stand there and read from a sheet and go, yeah, PowerPoint, blah de blah, and then sit down at a desk and watch videos on their phone while you do the lesson, you know? Anyone could do that. I could do that, you know? Obviously you need some level of public speaking and how to handle children, but, you know, most people could stand up, read some things on a sheet to an audience and be like, hey, do this now. But being a teacher, that takes effort, that takes skill. That is an up. You've got to go one up. Because being willing to adapt for your pupils and to care, and to actually care for the pupil themselves and not just the grade that they're going to get. Because school does have a big impact on our mental health. And we need to realize that it does have an impact. I don't think there's enough light on that. That's what the positive light is. We're shining the light on how bad school can be and how much we need to address the fact that some of these things aren't okay, and some of these children aren't okay with how things are, and something needs to change. You know, school needs to be a good place for everybody, where we can all learn and feel comfortable and feel like, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is gonna help me in the future. You know, that isn't where we are. That's not the stage we're at. So something does need to change. So, for those in school, good luck. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're having a good time. I wish you the best. Because it can be something great. It really can. Like, I know I've said a lot of bad things, but it can be a wonderful experience, and you should cherish it as much as you may hate it. Because everything's going to get a step up. It will get harder, for sure. So do your best, and I know you can do great. But I'm going to leave it here. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, for listening, for being here, for chatting with us. It has been an amazing experience, and this has gone so well. So thank you for being here with us for the first ever part of the Positive Light. You make this happen. You're why this is so great, you know. So I hope you're all having a great day, evening, or night. I will see you again soon. Bye.